For the first time in human history, the world is quietly splitting into two very different realities. On one side, the richest, most developed nations on earth are getting older. Their cities are quieter, their classrooms are emptier, their populations are shrinking. And on the other side, across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, cities are overflowing with young people, ambition, energy, and hope. This is not just a population change, this is a power shift. Because history tells us something very clearly. Young nations rise, old nations slow down. And today, the balance of global power is being reshaped, not by war, not by weapons, not by demographics. This is the story of the aging West and the rising global South. Let's begin with the West. The United States, Europe, Japan, and South Korea. These countries once dominated the world through industry, innovation, and military power. But today, they are facing a silent crisis. Their populations are aging faster than ever before. In Japan, the median age is close to 50. In Europe, it is above 44. South Korea now has the lowest fertility rate in the world. What does this mean? It means fewer children are being born. It means fewer young people entering the workforce, and it means more elderly citizens depending on the state. When a country ages, three serious problems emerge. First, the workforce shrinks. There are fewer people to work, produce, and innovate. Second, economic growth slows. An economy cannot expand when its population is shrinking. And third, government spending explodes. More pensions, more healthcare costs, but fewer taxpayers to support them. Japan is a perfect example. Despite being one of the most technologically advanced nations on earth, Japan's economy has begun stagnant for nearly 3 decades. Not because Japanese people are lazy, not because the country lacks technology, but because its population is shrinking every single year. An aging society slowly loses its economic momentum. Now, let's look at the other side of the world: India, Africa, Southeast Asia, Latin America. These regions are experiencing something very different. India's median age is just 28. Africa's median is under 20. Indonesia's population is young, growing, and productive. This is what economists call a demographic gold mine. A young population creates three powerful advantages. First, a massive workforce. More workers mean higher productivity and faster growth. Second, a huge consumer base. Young people buy homes, phones, vehicles, clothes, and services. And third, innovation and entrepreneurship. Young societies create startups, take risk, and adapt technology faster. By the year 2050, half of global population growth will come from Africa alone. This is why investors, companies, and governments are turning their attention to the global south. As Western countries grow older, they face a simple reality. They need young workers. But here is a contradiction. At the same time that Western economies needed immigrants, their societies are becoming more anti-immigration. Across Europe and North America, immigration debates are shaping elections and politics. Yet, behind the scenes, countries like Germany are quietly importing workers from Africa and Arabian countries. The United States depends heavily on immigrant talent, especially in technology, medicine, and research. Canada actively invites Indian students and professionals. The Gulf countries attract millions of South Asian workers. Australia and the UK rely on migration to sustain growth. This is the new global competition, not for land, not for oil, but for young, skilled people. The countries that attract talent will grow. The countries that reject it will decline. Let's compare the economic outcomes. Aging nations face labor shortage, slower growth, high debt. and declining innovation. Young nations, on the other hand, gain cheap labor, fast economic expansion, rapid technology adoption, and entrepreneurial energy. This is why global companies are slowly moving manufacturing away from aging societies towards younger economies. Factories are shifting to India, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Africa. The future of production follows population. But here is the truth: population alone is not enough. A young population can be a blessing or a disaster. If governments fail to educate their youth, fail to create jobs, fail to build infrastructure, then demographic advantage turns into unemployment, unrest, and chaos. Many countries in Africa and Southeast Asia already face youth unemployment crisis. The demographic dividend is not automatic. It must be earned through education, reforms, and opportunity. The world is entering a new era of population geopolitics. The West will survive only if it embraces immigration and adapts to demographic reality. The global South will rise only if it invests in its youth. India is on track to become one of the largest economies. Africa could become the next manufacturing and innovation hub. Southeast Asia is emerging as a global middle power region. The balance of power is shifting, not through war, not through weapons, but through people, young people. The future does not belong to the richest nation, it belongs to the youngest ones. The map of global power is being redrawn by classrooms, workplaces, and birth rates. And this population's shift will decide who leads the world in the 21st century.